Hello, and welcome, ladies, to another episode of All About Moments.
Woo, woo,
Yes,
woo.
this one is what is it? The TLC red
Mm.
hot chili spicy hot pepper episode that
Stop
all of
teasing us,
our
Aisha.
followers
Stop
are
teasing us.
listening and waiting for. So, um, say hello to everybody. Hi.
Hey, everybody. How y'all
Yes.
doing today?
Yes.
Yes.
And we have a special guest, Miss Noni.
Hey,
I like to call her my fairy godmother of intimacy because she I've known her for 2 years and she has educated me in my marriage through this intimacy journey. I would say that. So, um, yes, welcome. Hey, Miss Noni.
hey, y'all. You done gave me a new name. I'm gonna have to add that to my thing now. The fairy godmother intimacy. Yes,
Ooh.
yeah. I'm loving that. You have no
Yes.
idea. I just was called a
I'm
mental
I'm I didn't
sexologist.
need you when I was single, even though, but I'm glad that I have you now that I'm married. But yes. Introduce yourself, greet the people.
What's going on, everybody? I am your international sexologist, international author, and speaker, Noni the Love Bar Rest Pass. Originally from New York, but I just reside in the state of North Carolina. And I'm happy to be here. Yes, I will. Oh, by the way, I'm from Queens. People would like to ask that question. I'm from Queens. I can't just be like New York. I got to represent the borough at the same time. But I'm happy to be here. My new name, the fairy godmother of intimacy.
Oh my gosh, yes, if you go far with that, please say my name. Okay,
I will.
but we are so glad that you are here today. We have so many questions. We are anticipating your knowledge and we are looking for your feedback so that we could our followers have questions. We just are looking to, see what we can add to our intimacy, genre, I guess.
Yeah, into
Okay.
your intimacy genre. Okay.
Mhm.
When you
Mhm.
say that, I want you guys to remember this saying. Into me, I see. So
Into
that
me,
means
I see.
into me, I see, as my shirt says, into me, I
Mhm.
see, before
Mhm.
I am intimate with my mate.
Mm.
Hmm. Well, I guess before we even really start talking, how did you get into this work?
So I was always the one that gave people advice when it comes to sex, honestly, and intimacy and all of that. But in 2020, I became a part of Bedroom Candy, which is Candy Burris's Bedroom Candy. When she had talked about her pleasure toys. So I've actually been a part of Bedroom Candy since 2020. And in that, I was able to connect with Dr. Rachel Institute. And that was just that is actually the take off my next level. I'm actually going to be going back to school so I can become a full blown sex therapist because I want the therapy side and the coaching side because they're very different. And that's the part a lot of people don't understand. They're like, oh, yes, no, because now in the therapy part, we can go into deeper. So I can really go into helping you with clearing that trauma. As a coach, I can coach you through things and help you do things, but it's a deeper dive. So that's why I got into it.
Oh my God, I may have to talk to you off camera because I'm also going to get a sex therapy certificate. I'm already LCSW, but that is something as a trauma specialist. I work with a lot of clients who have trauma, particularly sexual trauma,
Mm-hmm.
and and as they are trying to have healthy sex lives, that is something I've really been picked up on. So I've taken a lot of classes, but I do want to get my certificate on sex therapy.
It is they actually do have a
Yes.
I seen one come across, and I have it in my cart to purchase it. They do have a sex therapist certificate. And they also have where you can become a sexual trauma certified also, especially if you already work in that genre with trauma. It actually goes in deeper because there's but so much if you don't have the background to be able to help someone. People always be like credentials, 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 but there's so much research and so much things that you could do to help you with that part.
That's why I love you so much, Miss Noni, because when you think of intimacy, or you think of sex, and you think of sex toys, or different things like that, people automatically got their minds in the gutter. When it is natural, it is human, and you make it knowledgeable. You make it so that we can, as we grow up, be mature about it, be educated about it, and enjoy it, have fun, and be
Oh, you're
sexy
making
about
me
it. So
blush.
no, it's true. Like, for
You're
real.
making me blush because I've had someone say that to me. They say that, well, all the different people that you're around and y'all all do different things. One thing about you, you give the education, but you also make people feel safe. You make them feel seen and you make them feel heard. So that's why I know I also have to go the other route with that. And
Yes.
it's so important. So when you said that, I
For
was like, oh my
all
goodness,
genres.
yes.
Yeah, for
Yes.
all genres of sex. Yeah, it doesn't matter, for all, whatever. Whatever your taste is in,
Mm-hmm.
relationship, you can hit every area of it, and that's what I like about you. So, yes, let me now that you share some background about yourself, help us with some sexual chemistry. How can we as women in this moment in life, single, dating, married, intimate, that sort of thing. Help us. Yes.
One of the thing is, I like what Mari says. She was like, "You didn't get my consent. Consent is the number one thing.
Yeah. Yes.
Consent.
Yes. Yes.
You
Yes.
know, it doesn't matter if you are married, if you are single. It doesn't matter. Consent. Consent with touching. That even means to go on your shoulder. I'm very big, even with I like with little children. Can I put these glasses on your shirt? It's important. um Pheromones, pheromones. So I'm gonna throw a little plug in there. At Beverly Candy, we have pheromone perfume and oil, so you can mix that, and we have body spray that has pheromones in it.
Can I
Okay.
really ask a quick question? Do pheromones really work? All
I
these
was just
oils
about
and
to
Absolutely.
everything like
testify.
that? Because
Yes, I was
let's
just about to
I'm thinking
testify.
in my
Yes,
mind, no offense for
they do.
anybody out there,
Mm-mm.
everyone is
It's
beautiful
true.
in everyone's eyes. But if somebody's not really attracted to somebody and then they put on all these sprays, will they really attract?
Can I tell you something?
Yeah,
Pheromones do work, but they also work with intentions.
Yes.
We forget
interesting.
that. We forget about that. So I can put pheromones all I want to.
Yeah,
And what energy am I putting in? We forget that energy is everything when
that's
you
true.
are dealing with intimacy, when you're dealing with sex, it's all of that. Because if it's not a connection, it's not going to work. Right. So with the pheromones, you want to put them on your pulse points, put them behind your legs, put them on your ankles, because you never know when your legs is going to be in the air. I'm just saying. Yes, you want to put
Mm.
them on all your pulse points behind your neck, even on your wrists, but also on your inside of your arms, behind your ears, down your neck. You can put them in between here, behind your knees, in the side of your knees, on your ankles. Um, and it's just about what you put in there. Pheromones are the key. And how do you feel about yourself? Are you feeling down? Because if, let's say, me and you are going out and I'm excited about us going out, but you're just like, you're not going to bring, nobody's not going to want to talk to you because they already see that you're not even happy to even be there. So you can smell scrumptious, delicious, and all of that, and it wouldn't even matter. You're not putting out that you want somebody.
Yes. I agree. I can testify that pheromones do work. Even before I met Miss Noni, I have been using this roll-on brand called Pure Instincts. um before, however, and I remember you was like, that's a good brand. So and it is a mindset. Like, it's not like something I put on like, oh, I'm gonna meet somebody and we gonna like yum 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 in front of the street. No, it's just it honestly, it's a natural fragrance that you carry. But yes, I believe that they do work.
So you have to remember this too, is when you got to think about how you feel, right? How will you feel it? If you are feeling good about yourself, because when you put on your oil, when you put on your perfume, even if we take out the pheromones, right? But when you're putting that lotion on, when you're putting that oil on, when you get out the shower, how do you make yourself feel? Because remember what I said earlier, into me I see before it could be intimate with somebody else. So you got to learn how to love on you first. Get that mirror, stop looking at her, start talking to you yourself. We always focus on giving yourself affirmations, but really truly having that conversation like, no, I really am powerful. You just got to find you have to find the right type of pheromones that would work for you.
Okay, so help us understand playfulness and how playfulness and curiosity, how it's important in long-term relationships.
Communication, open,
Hmm.
honest communication. If you feel safe with your partner, you should be able to communicate everything with them that you want. Yes, we may hold some little things back, but if you have a fantasy, fine, have a conversation with them. And here's the thing that we got to realize: stop having a conversation in the bedroom because it
Mm-hmm.
starts outside the bedroom,
So, mm-hmm.
right? Let's say y'all are making dinner. Even if you're doing the cooking, but y'all are in the room talking, send earlier that day, send something that, hey, babe, tonight I want us to have this type of conversation. And you don't know what your partner may be looking for, but like, oh, it might be something real good. If there are things that we are interested in and we are with a trustworthy, our partner makes us feel safe, we know our partner's not going to judge us, that is when we're more open to talk about whatever it is that we want. So if you are making dinner or y'all are going out or going shopping, have those little conversations. And be like, you know what? I want to try this. Because we got to remember, if you happen to if your partner happens to be a male, they are visual individuals. It doesn't matter if you plus size. If they're attracted to you, they're attracted to you, but it's a visual thing. Get that sexy lingerie if that is what you and your partner is into. Some just want some booty shorts and a bra. Some want a regular nightgown. Some want a moo-moo. It's that communication. You gotta have that communication and feel like I can talk to my partner about this. Right. So for me, I'll use this as an example. One of the things I learned is being in North Carolina is very different than me being in New York. We're more open. We talk more freely. Down here is the Bible Belt. So it's a little bit different. It's like the pocketbook. I was like, what is the pocketbook? It was, oh, dating yourself is wrong. And I was like, okay, what does that mean? I'm like, I go out on dates on myself, but they were actually talking about self-pleasure. So those are the things you gotta, what is it that you want? Have that conversation. What is it that you want? Because like I said, you got to be into you first. So have that conversation with yourself. Okay, what is it that I want to do? What do I
So
want to
I
learn?
feel though, I noticed one thing. Sometimes when you say that, like to whether it's a person you're talking to or sleeping with or a spouse, sometimes they don't know how to give you what you want.
Because you're not saying what you want, because you don't even know what you want. How are you going to get somebody to do something that you enjoy? So here's the example. Do you rub on yourself? This is things that I want people to think about, right? Do you rub on yourself? Do you even play with your boobs? Do you even know what the sensation of your nipples feel like? Do you even put coconut oil on your vulva to even know what she feels like? Okay. Do you even know what your feels like? Have you ever even took a mirror and looked at her? Because you can't want somebody to take care of your vulva if you have no idea what that looks like or what it, because you are afraid to touch it, because we were taught as a young person that that's against everything. You're not supposed to do that. It's a pleasure. Your is made with 8,000 nerve endings, the only pleasure organ that's ever been made, right? How are you going to have someone take care of you if you don't have any idea what to do?
I'm saying amen. Yes, that's right. You got to know yourself first. Yes. You got to know what you enjoy to be able to communicate and share that with your partner. So yes, I could I understand that. Thank you, Miss Noni.
You're
That was
welcome.
helpful. Hmm. Any other feedback?
Well, I was going to ask the question, what is one myth about intimacy that you feel like people should stop believing or thinking? Like, what is one myth or intimacy that you always
That
hear?
intimacy, that intimacy is sex, just sex.
Hmm.
Intimacy is not
Penetration.
just sex.
Hmm.
It's not just
Yeah.
penetration. It's not just, we are actually having an intimate moment right now. We are together having a conversation. This is
Noni,
a
you have
intimate
not
moment.
given us a dinner or something, did you? I'm joking.
But it's
See,
true.
that's what I was talking about. In the gutter. In the gutter.
But that is one of the things you asked. What one of the things is people automatically go to when I make a post and be like, "What do you think about intimacy?" And it's usually penetration. Oh, I know what intimacy is, and it always goes into sexual. And intimacy is not just sexual, so we need to get that out of our minds. That is just sexual. You have intimate moments with yourself where you're in the bathtub, right? People always talk about self-care, 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 self-care. You want to know what intimacy is for with me? One of the things is having a conversation weekly with my therapist. That's an intimate moment with me and my therapist. We don't think about that. When you are drinking a glass of wine, that's intimate. You having that intimate moment with you. You are relaxing. You are just in a moment with yourself or with your girlfriends or with somebody you're dating. It's outside of the bedroom. Going inside the bedroom is intimate. Now we're being intimate. Intimacy is outside.
That's true. Thank
Y'all
you.
got me dropping stuff that I was like,
I
wait
know.
a
I'm saying you, girl. You dropping them.
I
You
mean,
dropping them gems. Thank you, Miss
we're
Honey.
having a moment here,
Well, then, since you want to go into the bedroom, help us come up and help us come up with moments for creative ways to spice up just things in our intimacy with our partners. Help the people.
Okay. So if you want to have one, making sure that y'all are open, y'all both are on the same page on what it is that y'all want to do that. And here's the thing, you can do it for a weekend. What ends up happening is couples end up having the best when they are out of town and not inside their bedroom. You want to know why? Because when they're inside their bedroom, they're thinking about the laundry, they're thinking about the house being a mess, they're thinking about all of this. So if you and your partner can do a night, a weekend at a hotel, set that up. Get all your favorite foods. Get your favorite piece of lingerie that you may have not worn since 2020 when we was home and didn't have nothing else better to do. I'm just saying. Listen, if
It ain't gonna
lingerie,
fit.
Listen,
It
that
ain't gonna
ain't right.
fit. That will not
That
fit.
she
ain't
said,
right.
I'm
"Wait a
sorry.
Say
minute."
please.
Yeah,
That
I'm
ain't
about to
right.
get a new one. Yeah,
2020.
that's
That's 5 years
5 years
ago.
ago. That was 5 years ago.
Jesus. Mm.
listen, look, get that
It shouldn't have
bra.
been there that long. It shouldn't have been there that long. That's too long. It shouldn't have been.
Well, maybe not. Listen, because you
Okay.
could go from being with somebody and then now you single, then you were single for a period of time, and now you dated.
That's
So,
true.
you could have it. Things may have happened. You don't even have to do lingerie. You can get them panties and a bra.
Mm-hmm.
You could get Back in the day, they used to wear the muumuu. You could get you a t-shirt with, like they say, the song, the t-shirt and my panties on, right? Get
That's
you some
all you need.
candles.
It
Get
don't
you
take
some.
much for them.
No, it does not. It does not. Get some candles. Get some massage oil. Have your favorite foods. If you want to pick a movie, pick a movie. Must give each other massage. Affirm each other. Because now I'm turning you on. Affirm you. Go ahead and let's make this. Let me give you these affirmations. Let me stimulate you mentally, because sex is 95% mental and 5 to 10% physical. So if I can turn you on mentally, when we go and connect, it's going to be a different level. So make sure, but when you're setting up that moment, that weekend, that night, think about all the things that y'all did to wine and dine each other prior. Because we forget about that. We forget about dating each other. You know, I got you, so we don't have to do anything anymore. No, spice it up. Let's do something. Right? Okay, so now I'm gonna take it out of a romance. You and your friends haven't seen each other in a long time. Y'all want to do a girls' night. That's intimate too. Be intentional with that. Please make sure that you like, subscribe, and comment on All About Moments. Make sure you get your friends, family to come on and join these beautiful ladies. Okay? So, as y'all know, my name is Noni Fonterespas. I am the Love Bar Coach, your international gist, author, bedroom candy consultant, and I'm so happy to be here with them today. So I just want to talk to you. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at the Love Bar Coach. Facebook is Noni the Love Bar Coach. TikTok is the Love Bar Coach. I'm on there, even on YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow. So I want to talk about something I have that's going on right now. I just released my second publication. It is called the 366 Days of Intimacy Journal, where discovering a deeper connection within yourself. And the reason why it's 366 is because we have the leap year and it's broken down into the 12 intimacies. So it's 12 chapters and it has a journal prompt and an affirmation. And you just open it up and you read it and you write your journal. You write what the journal prompt is and you just go in and write about the day. I want you to understand the importance of just being into yourself first before you are intimate with someone else. And I'm so happy that you guys are here. And make sure that you follow, comment, and subscribe to All About Moments. And I'm so happy that y'all here.
Yes. Well, I am so glad that we are back and our bills are paid. Woo-hoo.
Well,
Okay,
getting there.
so Miss Nodi, we left when we were talking about the intimacy in the bedroom. You're giving us a lot of tips and things that we could do to keep it spicy, to keep the communication between us and our partner. And while we knew you were coming, so we decided to take like a test, like an intimacy test, to
Mm-hmm.
kind of express how we are in the bedroom. So already trying to, we didn't even know you was gonna say that tonight about loving yourself first. So being knowing who you are first before that you be with your partner. So we already took a test about us first
Mm-hmm.
and we took our top five.
Okay.
And I'm gonna share my top five, and I do have some questions for the people who are listening. These are original tests that we found on Google that was shared with us that you can take on your own time that help explain your
Kink.
score.
You,
Yes, your
you,
kink.
your
Thank you.
kink. Your
There
kink.
you go. Okay. Yeah. So it's
It's
like a
a,
kink test,
it's a
basically.
kink.
So you'll know how you are in the bedroom. So
And
my
before
top five.
maybe, do we want
Go
to
ahead.
maybe do we want to make maybe have Miss Noni describe like what kink is, right? Just in case
Yes.
not
Oh
everybody
Okay.
knows what
goodness,
that
I'm
is.
gonna have
Yes.
to go in into the whole. I'm gonna give it. See, I give it as I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna look it up, so I give the people the right definition. So, kink is used for sexual practices, fantasies, not conventional. So, it could be something like if somebody has a toe fetish. So a lot of people look at it as a fetish, and then you think about the word BDSM. So a lot of people think it's a lot of pain. There are things that do go in with pain, and it's fetishes, use objects, leather, feathers. I will just make sure I say this when it comes to the kink and BDSM world, that you have to make sure that you get consent. So no matter what you're doing, you are getting consent. When you are being intimate with someone, you get their consent. No is no. It doesn't matter who the individual is. No is no. Okay. Yeah, so kink. Who's ready to tell me
Thank you for that definition.
Thank you, Ms.
Aisha, you
Noni.
were gonna go ahead and tell you, and I'll
Now
tell you.
I am knowledgeable about the things I'm about to say.
Right.
Yes, so my number one, my top was Brat. Um,
Okay.
the
So a
next
brat.
was
Wait. Nope. You said your
oh
first one is a brat.
yes,
So
that was
brat
my
is
highest one.
a submissive who behaves deliberately uncooperative for the purpose of attention and punishment from their dominant person.
Oh,
From their
Aisha. I can see
now,
it. I can
those
see
are
it.
the things that you do on a regular. So that's what you do. Don't worry, I'm a brat too.
You
I'm a
like to
brat.
get in trouble.
Oh man, I'll start something just to start it.
Mhm.
Okay, what's your
Mhm.
next?
I'm a brat too. Mine was up there. That's fine.
Okay.
My second highest at about 76% was submissive.
So a submissive, a sub, someone who submits to a dominant person in a BDSM relationship or scene. Submissives can be a submissive can be short for a sub. A sub does not direct. A sub can also be someone that's not. You can also be a sub to someone who's not your direct partner, if that makes sense. Um, but they set boundaries on what they will and will not participate in. So you'll be open, but you're going to be like, oh, no, I'm only.
Yes. Okay. So that leads me into so that makes sense why my next one right underneath it is dominant then.
So that kind of, when you look at what that is you're technically a switch.
Right. So right underneath that is switch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So it kind of like
So,
falls underneath it. And then
but
after that
you're
it's experimental and then it's it.
yeah. So your submissive is higher than your dominant, but you don't have a problem with actually being dominant and having somebody that's submissive. So a dominant person is someone who's authoritative in a BDSM relationship or scene. A dominant exercises power during the scene, but is limited to previously discussed boundaries set by both parties. So when you're in your dominant space, you and your submissive would do certain things where they're like, no, that's not what I'm going to do, and you're going to be okay with that. And then as a switch, that means you actually switch into both roles.
Okay.
And you
Okay.
said your last one was, what was it?
Experimentalist.
So that means you like to experiment and you're open to experimenting. So that could be with
Mm.
toys, that could be with um not only just toys, with paddles, that could be with just different things, being tied up. Those are the things when it comes to experimenting, trying new things.
Okay. It's good to know that about myself.
So I can go next. Mine, which is very interesting, experimentalist. And then one is vanilla. It's a
Okay,
rich
so
thing.
vanilla means behavior does not involve kink. Some content creators, when they're with their partner, they have no idea. It's like they submissive, they in that whole listen, I don't care. So being vanilla is not a problem because you don't have kink things that you enjoy,
Mm.
but you're open to experiment with it. You wouldn't mind having a conversation. Does that make
Mm.
sense?
Mine are pretty much the same. My vanilla was actually higher. I don't know why, but sure. I think the only other thing that I added was voyeur. Um,
So you like to watch.
Mm-hmm.
Voyeurism is loving to watch.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the reason why I had asked for more than your top 5 is
Mm-hmm.
because if you look at your test and the numbers that are down below, those are things you want to experiment with, but you have been afraid or haven't found the person that you're with that you trust enough to express. Most people only focus on the top high and they ignore the bottom when you need to pay attention to the bottom part. Because I use this as an example. A rope bunny. I didn't know how much I love being tied up until I went to a play party and I was tied up. And I was like, oh my goodness, I want to be a rope bunny all the time. Like, I love this. That wasn't something that I thought about
Yeah.
at that time. When it comes to knife play, I have to be careful now, but I don't mind you taking a knife and going over my skin,
Mm-hmm.
right?
That's
I don't mind. Yeah. I don't mind with electricity, where you are doing electricity. I don't mind candle wax. All these things I experienced and was on a whole nother level. Like, oh my goodness, I wouldn't even think about this, but it makes sense to me. People who suck toes and somebody's eye, that's a kink. Some of them is a fetish. Some people have foot fetishes. Think about it.
So I was on Twitter, and there's this girl that's getting paid to defecate on people. What is that called?
The person that she's with, that's their fetish.
Mm.
It's not her fetish.
No, it's not hers.
It's not hers. It's that person who's paying her. But what it is for her is the money. She knows how much
paid. She's getting
that's
paid.
paid for, right?
So I was like, that's interesting. Like,
So we're going to go over the definition of fetish. So a fetish is a form of sexual desire in which gratification is strongly linked to a particular object or activity or a part of a body. Believe it or not, there's a lot of people out there that's just something that they love. That's just.
And as long as they ain't hurt nobody.
Is it something that people need prayer for too as well?
Now look at it on this in this perspective. You may enjoy something behind closed doors that someone else may not enjoy. In the same way you're thinking about it right now, like, oh, I wouldn't necessarily do that. But there is somebody that's like, oh, I wouldn't do that.
Yes. Don't yuck my yum.
Yeah. It's true. You don't, because you want to know something?
If you like it,
I love it.
Knock me for it. Right, exactly.
But also true, you got to think about this. We may look at something and be like, oh, I would not ever do that, or this and this and that. It could be the lightest thing. It could be like, you never thought that having your toes sucked was something that you were into, right? Getting your toes sucked. And then you done found this partner that sat back and massaged you. You was in a relaxed state. They done started sucking on your toes and you done orgasmed. And you was like, hold up, wait a second, where'd this come from? But it's because you have finally found that person that you are safe with, you feel comfortable with. There's no limitations on it.
Mm-hmm.
Does it make sense?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
So these are the 3 C's that I tell people: communication, consent, and comprehension. Because I can communicate with you all I want to.
Mm-hmm.
But am I truly comprehending what you said? Because there's a difference.
That's true. That's true.
It's just one of those things that we don't think about.
Yep.
Those are my 3 C's.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, Ms.Noni, please. Well, you gave us the affirmation already, so we thank you so much for that. And we also have to see ourselves
Into
me.
I see. Before I can be intimate.
Before I can be intimate.
With my mate.
With my mate. Into me, I see before I can be intimate with my mate.